Alright friends, so now that we have installed ESXi server on our USB, so we are now going to connect to our ESXi server for the very first time. So I have given it a static IP of 192.168.1.2, and to connect I will use VMware vSphere client. Let me show you first of all how can you get this vSphere client. For that, all you would have to do is just you can go to the host server and I will just confirm the exception, and you can go and download the vSphere client from over here. Since I have already downloaded it and I've installed it, so I won't do that again. So yeah, I installed it, so it's over here. So I will just put in the username and the password. And then you are able to connect to ESXi server for the very first time. The very first time it will ask you for a security warning. Since I trust this, this is my host server, I trust this, so I will just click ignore. And if you don't want to see this annoying pop-up, then you can just check out over here, install this certificate and do not display any security warning for this host server. Alright, so here we are. So the very first time it will give you this pop-up for evaluation license for 60 days. Just click OK. The very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to add storage over here. So either you can do it from here or here, just pretty much the same thing. And so if you remember from a previous video, right now I have 3 hard disks, all 3 of them 500 GB, I think. So it will come around 460 GB, 470 GB, around that, 450 GB. So now what I'm planning that right now I will just use one of or maybe 2. What I can do is I can combine 2 hard disks into one LUN, and I can make it an LUN of 1 terabyte, and the third one 500 GB I will just keep it for future use. So I will just click on disk or LUN and choose any one of those hard drives. I will choose VMFS5. There are few differences between VMFS5 and VMFS3. I will talk about that later on. We'll just give it a name as DS1, data store 1, maximum available space. So it's giving me 465, 0.76 GB. Okay, we'll click on finish. And here you can see create VMFS data store. It says in progress. So it is going to take some time to complete that. Maybe a few more seconds. Okay, so here it is. So if I want, then I can just go and add a data store, and I can add another hard disk, and in that case I will have 2 data store with capacity of 465.5 GB. However, I don't want that. I want this data store 1 itself to be a terabyte. So for that, all you have to do is just go into properties, click on increase, next, finish. That's it. And it should not take so long, maybe another few seconds, and it should be done. Okay, it's completed. Click on close. So now you can see it's 931 GB, almost a terabyte, not definitely a terabyte, but yeah, this is what I was planning for. So we have looked into storage, then networking. To understand our scenario, first of all, let us check the lab that we are trying to make over here. So over here you can see that we have two sites. One site is New York and other side is New Jersey. So I have kept the New Jersey site. I've given it an IP nomenclature of 192.168.2.x series, and New York is 192.168.1.x. You can see everything else is in New York. So once we understand this, now we can come over here. Right now, this motherboard came with two inbuilt NIC card, so I'm going to use that. So right now VMNIC 1 is full and VMNIC is standby. So I'm going to remove VMNIC 1 over from here. Remove. Okay, close. So now we have only VMNIC 1 and the VMNIC 0. I can use it for my New Jersey site. So to do that, we'll just click on Add Networking. Virtual connection. I will again talk about all virtual machine and VM kernel in my future class. When I'm talking about only VMware, I will talk about vMotion and everything over here. Click on next. So this vSphere switch is going to use VMNIC 0. So click next, and this is also where it gives you a preview. So click next. I will name this as New Jersey. Finish. And maybe I can name this as New York. So alright, so here it is. So we have now two switches, two vSwitch. One vSwitch is dedicated to New York and other one to New Jersey. Storage adapter, I will talk about this when I'm talking about SAN. We are going to build a SAN in our environment for our Exchange server. So I will talk about that later on. So network adapter, it shows you the network adapter over here. It says Beacon LAN supported and all those things. Advanced setting, over here we have an option to do pass-through. So I'm going to again talk about that. When I bought this hardware almost more than a year back, then I wanted to test out this thing, pass-through. So for that, I have to make sure that my motherboard supports IOMMU. So I definitely wanted to test this, and that's why I bought this particular motherboard, this particular hardware. So again, I'm going to talk about this in my future class. Power management, and this is my home host server. I will make it as low power. You can do it high performance, balance, and all those things. I will make it low power so it consumes less energy. Oh, it's not reflecting. Let me click on refresh. Okay, here it is. Then next thing is license feature. I don't know about this thing much, but right now we are running the full evaluation version, so it gives you all the license feature, full version for 60 days. Time configuration. Okay, so I'm going to configure the NTP over here. For that, I need to add the NTP server. So let's say pool.ntp.org. Then you can say start automatically if any ports are open, that's fine. So okay, okay. So now it says running, and the current time. That's the current time is showing over here. Good. DNS and routing, the most important thing over here. We will talk about this in more. Definitely, we're going to talk about this once I make the very first domain controller and router. Then we are going to talk about all these things. Oops. Um, Authentication services. Once I make a domain control, then I'm going to join it to our domain controller, and I will again show you all those things. We are again going to work on startup and shutdown. You can, create an order in which you want to start and shut down your server. So I'm going to do that as well. Security profile, if you want to open particular ports, few of the time you would see that we would have to open our SSH. So in that case, we have to make sure that our SSH is running. Right now see, SSH is stopped. So yeah, so we will definitely work on this thing also in our future lessons. So here are a few more things that I'm not so sure about. This is about the cache host configuration, which I spoke about in few of my videos before. So yeah, so this is just to give an overall idea about VMware ESXi. However, I will be talking about this in a lot more detail in my future classes when I'm talking specifically about VMware. Right now our main focus is to make this lab. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a domain controller. Then I will create the router, then the other domain controller. Then I will configure the replication, the multi-site mode over here, and then we will configure the Exchange servers. So let's get started. New virtual machine. I will say custom. So this is going to be our domain controller. So, and it's a Windows 2003 DC1, and I will keep it NY for New York. Windows 2003 32-bit. Then we'll keep it 11. That's fine. We'll keep it minimum. So the RAM, I'm going to give the minimum RAM, which is 512 MB, and we'll give it the New York NIC card. Adapter, there are few options over here. VMXnet3 is the most advanced one. However, you have to make sure VMware Tools is installed for that. E100, I think it's very much like Intel Pro 1000 Mbps card, that one. However, I will use VMXnet3 because that is the most advanced one. We'll click on next. Next, create a virtual disk. We'll give it and say this size of 40. It should be good enough. Next, edit. So I'm going to use my CD. I already have a Windows 2003 32-bit standard edition CD. So I'm going to use that. So let me insert that CD into my host server. So I will pause the video. Alright, so I have now inserted the CD. So now we can just click on power on. So for those who already know how to install server, they need not to watch this part. However, I won't stop the videos for those who are interested in watching this. They can check this out. For some reason, I find this to be pretty slow. Anyways, let us continue. I'm thinking of giving a partition of 20 GB. So it says setup will complete in approximately 39 minutes, but I have installed this earlier, and usually it takes 15 minutes, not more than that. However, I find somehow this reacting to be very slow. Maybe some problem with my CD drive, not so sure. Okay, so we'll keep it as standard set to United States. That's fine. US keyboard layout. That's fine. Click on next. Name, I will give my name. Just click on next. Oh, I need to insert a key. Let me pause the video while I am inserting the key. Alright, so I've inserted the key and clicked on next. So we'll just do per device per user. Click on next. Give it a name. We'll give it as name as New York DC1 and a password. Click on next. Okay. GMT plus 5:30, and right now it is 10:31. Click on next. Alright, so seems like the installation is complete. So here it is. I'll press Ctrl Alt Insert, and put in my password. Alright, so here it is. So it's complete. So now I'll stop this video